to study or not to study? That is the question. Hey, welcome to the school vlog. I'm Lee. We're going to do a bit of grammar again today. Today we're going to do make and do. Kind of thing sometimes people confuse, because in some languages, I know in Romance languages, Spanish, it's pretty much the same thing, isn't it? So it's something that people often confuse. What's the difference, making and doing? So all languages have verbs that, are confused. The English often get, ser y estar mixed up in Spanish. The verbs to be, why do you have two verbs to be? We're not going to look at precise rules of why it's make or why it's do, but there are certain ways of grouping them that are easy to remember. Okay, so we're not going to be looking at actual grammatical rules, it's more convenient groupings. This is a good way to remember them. To start with, we could look at do as a general verb, performing, action. What do you do? What don't you do? Do you go? Do you play? Do you have? This is why do is the auxiliary in the simple tenses, because all actions are things which we do. Do you go? Do you play? Do you make? Do is a general verb for all actions. Make is a specific verb. Do you make? I make something in particular. I create something. I'm creating it. So we could ask, we're going to introduce some Olivers today. So who's this? Well, this is Jamie Oliver, of course one of my celebrity friends. Unfortunately, he wasn't available to be here on the podcast. Never mind. But what does he do? Jamie Oliver is a chef. He cooks. To do is a general verb, more specific verb, he cooks. He appears on television. But we could ask, okay, he cooks. What does he cook? What does he make? What kind of food does he make? So this is more specific. He makes sandwiches. He makes school dinners. He makes an English roast beef on a Sunday, perhaps. So that's what he makes. So another Oliver, maybe Oliver Twist. Charles Dickens. What does Oliver Twist do? Well, he's an exploited child, he works in a factory. Not sure what he makes, I don't know if you see the film version, but we could ask, what does Oliver Twist make? Well, he works in a factory, maybe he makes shoes. The Victorian Industrial Revolution, so, he's going to be making something probably in horrible circumstances. So, that's the first kind of grouping. Do is performing an action, making is creating something. So we could say, I'm doing the dinner, but what am I making? I'm making a cake or lasagna. But also do business, working hard, doing business. But what do you do when you do business? You make money. That's creating, the economy. It's all created by humans. When you're studying hard, we can't expect incredible things, but everybody does their best. We expect you to do your best. How do you do your best? Well, you make an effort. So do your best, but make an effort. More expressions with do. Chores. What are chores? Chores are things we all have to do, but maybe we don't enjoy them very much. So housework, we have to do the housework. Do you do the housework? Do your parents do the housework? Who does the housework? Examples of housework. So, here's me doing the housework.
Take up all your pain together. Don't be shy for me. I want to see you shake your feathers. This is why we come here to be free.
what am I doing? I have to do the washing, I have to do the ironing, I do the cooking, I do the shopping. Is it do the or do some? Maybe I do some ironing, I do some shopping. So how's it different to just I iron or I shop? It's voluntary, you know. I drive, but when I go on holidays with my friends, we ask the question, who wants to drive? Who will do it? I'll do it. I'll do the driving. So do the driving is voluntary, like your chores. You know, I volunteer to do the housework. I'll do the washing, you do the cooking. That's fair. So we've got do the chores, do housework, or you have housework, homework. Things associated with university, study, school. So do work, do some exercises, you know. So of course, typical issue people have, you know, I made my homework. No. Cambridge made your homework. You do it. Other things with school, we could associate as a group, do a course, do an exam, do a test, do homework. So you can kind of group things associated with school. Also sport. Obviously you play football, it's a game, it's not serious. But you do karate, you do gymnastics, sports that are not games, you know. If you know, judo or karate, serious, you know. If you don't defend yourself, they'll kill you. You could also kind of group do with what we call uncountable nouns. So there's lots of examples of these. I've already given you some that fit into the other categories. We've already said do some exercise, do some work. We don't say a work, you can't count it. Do your homework, we don't count homework. So there's more of these. You know, he damaged my phone, but he did some damage. Well, he harmed me, somebody hurt me, he did me harm. So this is another example. Do somebody harm. He did me irreparable harm. Yeah, could be physical or psychological. So again, damage is more for things, whereas harm is more for people. Yeah, psychological or physical. There's another group of what we call uncountable nouns. But the others kind of fit into this. If, of course, the uncountables are do, then we've got another group of countables with make. So there's a big list of these. Make a suggestion, make a decision, make an apology. There's lots of these. So we could replace it with the verb. You know, I decided to go, but I made a decision. So it fits the same with lots of these, you know. I'll give you some examples. So, what am I doing? I'm making. Hey John, how are you? Well, after class I'll come and see you, okay? So, I call or I make a call. Oh, I'm so sorry. I won't do it ever again. Please forgive me. What am I doing? I'm apologising to my girlfriend for my terrible behaviour. Or I could say, I apologised or I made an apology. Why did I make an apology? Because I made a mistake. And what did I do? I promised. I promised my girlfriend that I would never do that again. So I made a promise. If I were you, I would speak to your girlfriend about what you did. I think you should apologise. So, I'm suggesting, or I made a suggestion, okay, or a recommendation, you know. I recommend apologising to her. I suggest apologising, I recommend apologising, or I made a recommendation or a suggestion. Could I speak to the dentist, please? Yes, I would love to make an appointment to have my teeth pulled out? Oh yes, I love the dentist. Could you have me today? No, today's not possible. Maybe tomorrow? 5 o'clock? Okay, no. Okay, 9 o'clock in the morning. Fine. Okay, thank you very much. Bye. So, I made an appointment at the dentist's. Or you could say, I made an arrangement. I arranged to go to the dentist. I made an arrangement. What if I do a mistake? Oh, let's not do a mistake. Oh, stupid. What did I do? I made a mistake. I mistook the word do. Don't do mistakes, you make mistakes. If you do a mistake, you're making a mistake. That's horrible. Turn it off. What are they doing? So the neighbours are making a noise. Hey John, we could meet you after class, okay? Okay, so 5 o'clock, I'll see you outside the school, okay? Be seeing you. So I arranged to meet John, I made an arrangement. To study or not to study? That is the question. I have to choose either to study or not to study. So I must make a choice. That's life. Sorry, I'll have to pause the video for a moment because I have to go to the bathroom. Excuse me. Sorry, I should have put my hand up. So, what did I do? I excused myself, or I made an excuse. So again, it could be the verb, to excuse yourself, or to make an excuse. So they're all countable nouns. An arrangement, an effort, a promise. Okay? And again, what am I doing with all of these? Make a decision, make a call, make an arrangement, make an effort. I am making a list. I'm listing, but I am making a list. So, I'm going to a job interview. Yes. So you know, I have to impress the interviewer. I have to make an impression. Make a good impression, I hope. I won't go through them all. Here's a big list. You can pause the video, look at these in more detail. These are kind of things that we can associate with make or do. Hopefully that clarifies this point. Hope that's clear. That's all for today. Seeing you. That's enough for today.